listening to the Becoming More Me podcast with me, Theresa Lear Levine. You're already enough. But if you're anything like me, you thrive when you're stretching and developing yourself, creating more of the person you feel called to be. This podcast is here to inspire and support you. Let's release the negative, reinforce the positive, and elevate our vibe together as we tap into our limitless potential to transform and grow. Hi there, and welcome to my very first episode of this podcast. My name is Theresa Lear Levine, and I feel like the first episode of any podcast is kind of a chaotic cluster for most of us, because for me at least, I have been planning to start this podcast for over 2 years now. I actually purchased the microphone, this beautiful silver Yeti microphone that I am recording this in over 2 years ago. And for me, that purchase said, I'm going to get started on this. And then I proceeded to hide the microphone from myself for about the last year and a half. And then it's been sitting out, just looking at me, staring at me, waiting for me to find that perfect time, which we all know never exists, to get started on this. And I am a big believer that, when we try to be perfect at things, we're procrastinating. It's a pretty way of procrastinating. And it's not pretty at all because it prevents us from sharing the things that we know that we have to share, the value in our hearts and our souls that is meant not to be kept inside, but to be shared. So I waited and I kept thinking, gosh, what's the first episode going to be? Or maybe I need to line up the first half dozen, or maybe I need to watch, some YouTube videos on how to do a podcast, or pick my platform, or have the name of the podcast, or the jingle for the podcast, or all of those things lined up first. And honestly, it's been those things for so long that have prevented me from moving forward. But then each day that comes, and I create content all the time for social media. You can follow me at Theresa Lear Levine on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. And my business is Becoming More Me with EFT, which I'll go into more because, I am a master emotional freedom technique practitioner, and a lot of what I do has to do with how our emotions tie into the rest of our lives, and how when we can manage them better and have better coping mechanisms, the resistance to everything that we want to see get better in our lives lessens. It changes. We're able to make more breakthroughs and do more. And I want to share so much with you guys about that. But I would really let the overwhelm of trying to figure out, hey, what am I going to share that first time? Or what amazing thing am I going to say on that first podcast to introduce myself and have people know who I am? And like I said, I just want to be very transparent that, I am recording this without, I'm sure once it gets posted on whatever platform I choose, because I literally haven't chosen my podcast platform. I don't have a jingle. I don't have a cover photo, a title, working title for this episode, anything. I just knew that if I didn't get behind this microphone and record this first episode, that there's no way that the next, hundreds of episodes that I will record from here would ever happen. So today is me tearing off the Band-Aid and saying, I'm here and I'm ready to do this. Ready is a funny word, because when it comes to doing new things, especially things that we're not familiar with, we're never really ready. So it is just, tearing off that Band-Aid and just figuring out, what lies beneath, what it's going to take to heal or to grow or to figure out what's next. And that's what I'm showing up for. And that's kind of how I like to create a lot of things in my world. From the programs that I create, that often I have the idea in my head and I know, this is where this is going to go and this is what it's going to do. But I want the people to serve to do it with. Or anything. You just have to jump into that day one or that one day and start making things happen. And to realize that you don't have to know everything in order to start sharing. I have no idea what episode 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 have in store for you guys, but I know that I will create them. And I know that I will get better at this as I do it more and as I interview people and as I figure out more of how I want to share with you and exactly what I want to convey over the weeks and months ahead. And that's how I've grown all of my businesses. Waiting for the right time has never served me. I woke up this morning and I didn't know I was going to be recording this. I put on the clothes that I'm wearing and I'm recording this through Zoom, and I'll extract the audio. But there's a Zoom video also that exists. And, I didn't do my hair or my makeup or anything else. I just showed up. I lit a candle behind me and I said, today's the day and today's where it's going to start and it's going to be amazing. And I'll figure out everything else from there. And I encourage you to do the same thing if you have been sitting on a dream, because I show up for social media, but I have really wanted to dig in more to something that I feel has more wholeness to it. I love social media and what we're able to share and do on there, but oftentimes it's littler nuggets and things. And a podcast or a blog or a YouTube channel or something like that has a lot more potential to share things that feel more whole and purposeful and fulfilling to me than just little nuggets. Because I got to tell you, when I start writing a post for social media, I often run out of caption space because I always want to share more and have more to share. And having to break that down into multiple posts or multiple ideas or something, I think sometimes takes away from it. So being able to share on this platform will allow me to dive deeper into things and to create more for you that you can really go deep with me on, and not just feel like you're getting a little piece or like a snack sized information, but that you're getting like the full size candy bar, and you're getting the whole shebang with this. So that's really what I'm looking to provide, to really be able to have deep dives about things and really share full stories and full experiences and that sort of thing as we move forward with this. So a little bit about me. Again, my name is Theresa, and I am 42 years old. I am a married mother of 4 boys. My boys are almost 16, my oldest. Then my next is 11. I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. And I think our family is complete. And I am an entrepreneur and someone who very much enjoys utilizing my creativity to create momentum and create new things and bring ideas to life. I enjoy helping other people do the same thing. And in the recent years that I have become a master EFT practitioner, I love exploring how our emotions affect every area of our life, from our physical health to our mental health and everything in between. And those are things that I really enjoy. As far as like hobbies and things, I love gardening. I am a fanatic about orchids. I want to say I love meditating because I do, but I want you to also know that it didn't come easy to me, and that I probably developed my love of the emotional freedom technique and tapping because to me that is a more active form of meditation. I have ADHD. And I love that I have ADHD. I don't say that as anything negative, and I've never felt that way. And most of my boys have it as well. And I see it as such a gift because it really does allow us to tap into a different sort of energy and creativity that so many others don't get to experience without that. And I think, we each have our own gifts and our own ways that we get to experience things. And that in and of itself is a gift, that diversity. But yeah, so that's a little bit about me. I live in Maryland, and, it's just every day it's a little bit different when you work your businesses from home. And at this point, our kids are still virtual with their school, which means they're doing it from home. I'm not homeschooling, but they're attending school virtually from home. And I enjoy the adventure of each day being different. And like I said, I didn't wake up this morning intending to record this introduction or anything. In fact, if the audio is of the quality I think it probably is, you can probably hear my kids tromping around in the background and stuff. I didn't even tell them, hey, mommy's going to go record something, so, do something quiet for a little while or anything else. This was very impromptu and very from the heart. I wanted to get started on this because I know how much there is to share. And I know that I'm always creating content and thinking, oh, but if I had a podcast, I could share it in this way, or I could dive deeper or whatever. So now, at least in my mind, And as soon as it gets published in the world, I will have that platform, that beginning, that open door to share in this new way and to continue to do it from the heart. And oftentimes, probably impromptu, just like this, because when I feel inspired, that is really when I want to come to you. And there will be plenty of times when I come to you in more planned ways and more methodical ways, or I do it on a schedule because I'm interviewing someone. And of course, that's necessary. But just know that I'm somebody that when I get fired up about something, that's when I'm going to turn this microphone off and make it on, turn it on, and make sure that I am here to share it with you, and that this microphone will not sit on my shelf unused for 2 more years. It's probably already not the best technology out there anymore, but it's pretty and it sounds good and I'm happy to be using it. And I thank you for tuning in today. I'm going to keep this short because I really want to organize my thoughts a little bit more before we do episode 2. But I just wanted to let you know that this is today. This is me. I'm tearing the Band-Aid off and getting started on this podcast. And I'm so excited to share more of the world that I get to be part of every day with you, and to have you guys share more of your world with me and see how it all comes together. So thanks again. Have a great day. And thank you for listening. I really do appreciate it. I know how valuable everyone's time is, and time is an irreplaceable gift. So when you choose to spend it with me, I want to make it worth your while. Thank you. Thanks so much for listening. If you loved this episode, please share it with a friend or post on social media and tag me so I can personally connect and thank you. Until next time, keep taking bold and brave action steps towards becoming more of who you want to be in this world. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are enough. Keep shining your light.